and welcome to the IPF World Classic and Equipped Bench Press Championships. Presented by Eleiko and SBD, we are here in Almaty, Kazakhstan for the next 8 days. Hello, my name is Joe Whiteley. I will be here for the next 8 days. We have a packed program of bench press for you. We're here in Almaty, Kazakhstan, the first time a World Championship has ever been held in Kazakhstan. And we have 4 sessions for you today. This session is the men's M1, M2, M3 and M4 lightweight classes, so 59, 66 and 74 kilos. We have 2 groups running. We will put the weight classes together, so the 59s and 66s will come out first, all of the age classes, and then the 74s will be in Group B, again, all of the weight classes. So we've got quite a few sessions to keep track of. We have 3 more sessions today. 2 p.m. we have the women's M2 to M4, 4 p.m. we have the men's middleweight classes, and at 7 p.m. the women's M1s. But we are already underway and we have Shagdar Paranlai from Mongolia. Familiar face to anyone who has been watching the Masters bench press for some time. 71 years old, he is an M4 59 kilo lifter. Opening his bench here today with 55 kilos. Nice and easy there for Shagdar. He's in a t-shirt at the moment. Wonder if he'll put a shirt on for his next lift. Yeah, that was super easy. Next up, we have Aljanov Talitbek. He's opening with 65. He's in the 66 kilo category and he's 80 years old. A very long pause on the chest there. He just took a moment to compose himself, make sure he was pressing in the right direction. He got a yellow card from the centre referee. Yellow card failures can mean a number of things. Not quite sure what the centre referee saw there. Oh yes, I saw it. He lifted his head. It's very difficult for the side referees to see this because quite often it's obscured by the plates. Quite often only the centre referee will see the lift of the head. Yeah, and there we go. I just paused a moment and the jury's overturned that. The head came up, it was a failure. Bench is a really tricky discipline to side referee because you're looking for so many things. You're trying to look at the feet on the floor, the butt on the bench, the movement of the bar, the hand placement, the head coming up. It is so hard to pick everything up. Beldinov Malik from Kazakhstan. He's in the 59 kilo class, M2, last year in the M2s. And a nice and easy 90 kilos for him. Masato Hashimoto is out next in the 66 kilo M3s. He's asked for 105 kilos for his opening bench. Very nice and easy. As you would want your opening bench to be. Kairat Ikshanov, Kazakhstan, local lifter. He's a 59 kilo lifter in the M1s. Hasn't had to travel as far as most lifters today. It's quite the journey to get to Kazakhstan. Well worth it to visit such a beautiful country. And Kairat is opening with 110 kilos. Just a reminder that this session is the M1, M2, M3 and M4 lifters in the 59 kilo and 66 kilo class. Good lift for Kairat. Koji Yoshino, Japan, is coming out next for 130 kilos. Second lifter out in the M259s. Great view of the backdrop there. We are celebrating 50 years of the IPF this year, founded in 1972. Sets a huge arch there, puts you in a much better position to press from, especially in a shirt, and reduces the range of motion you have to press through to. Looks like quite a tight shirt there, looks like you have quite a lot of resistance to get down to the chest, but a nice press out.
Good lift 2-1, 1 yellow card from the side referee, but good lift 2-1. Next one on the bar is 132.5 kilos. Stefan Kolszewski, Slovakia.
Stefan Kolszewski next, Slovakia. This is his first year, I think, in the M3s, in the 59 kilo class. He's asked for 132.5 kilos for his opening attempt. We are just supplying blocks to the platform, as requested by the lifter.
Bar is loaded, 132.5 kilos. Stefan Kolszewski, Slovakia.
That looked like a nice lift there for Stefan. He is the current 3-lift world champion. I don't think he's the current bench press world champion, but he has won that title a few times. Steve Petrenchak next from the USA. First powerlifting America out on this lifter out on this platform, and he's asked for 132.5 as well. He is the last lifter out in the M259s. So if he gets this lift, he will be leading the pack. He's refused the lift out, which is unusual in equipped lifting because usually you're in such a difficult position. But yeah, he had no problem with that lift out at all. And you know, I think that shirt's set quite high because he had no difficulty getting to the chest, but it wasn't the easiest press I've ever seen. Nevertheless, it's a good lift, he's on the board, and he is free to do what he likes next. Get a safe one in, and then we can play. Alexander Chernyshev from Ukraine. Great to see we've got some Ukrainian lifters here today. He is in the M2 66 kilo class, and he's opening with 137.5. Very easy indeed. Good lift for him. He's on the board. Amireza Mesfarouche next. And he's the first lifter out. The old remaining lifters, I think, unless I've missed one, are in the 66 kilo class M1. And I think we're going to have a real battle here. There are 4 of the 5 lifters are opening within 5 kilos of each other. And we have the current world champion in the pack, I think. But first we have Amireza Mesfarouche from Iran. He took the silver medal in Lithuania in the equipped, the bronze in the classic last year. Looks to be a tough class here this year though. Two to one, a good lift. That is a yellow fail, so that could be anything like movement of the feet or the butt lifting off the bench. It's not clear to me for that one. There's about, my colleague just indicated that his feet moved. So the feet, there is some lateral movement allowed, but the feet cannot lift. The feet must be flat on the floor. The blue failures and red failures are usually quite easy, but yellow, there is always a range of failures that could be. So here we have Aaron Gideon from Great Britain. Been lifting for quite a few years, but we haven't seen him on the... He didn't go to Lithuania, I don't think. I don't think we've seen him on the international platform for 2 or 3 years now, I think. He's opening at 170. I think his current competition PB is around 180. Yeah, he bounced a little on the chest there. I think he just got his position slightly wrong. So maybe just a little bit of nerves. He's not been on the international stage for some time. He dropped at the bottom there, you see. I think that's where he lost it. You have to come down in a really tight line and keep control of the shirt. The shirt will be trying to push you in all directions. So you need to keep a tight line, get it down in one movement, and then press straight out. If you come down in the wrong direction, it will come up in the wrong direction. Odon Bayara, Mongolia. Just a reminder, all these lifters, the next 3 are also in the M166s. I don't think we've seen this lifter in the equipped world bench before. Difficult touch. Oh, and he can't lock it. Oh, now, I'm not absolutely certain about that. It looked like it went all the way. But the referees gave blue cards. So that's either a lack of lockout or the bar dipped. So if we just watch this back, we'll never get to see the lockout from the side view. Yeah, it went down and went back up again. So the bar must travel to lockout in one straight line, one smooth movement. Almaz Osbanov, Kazakhstan. 172.5 on the bar. So this looked like it was going to be a real battle, and we've got 2 failures on the openers. So obviously then if you fail your opener, then your game plan is in the bin and you are just in recovery mode. Plays Osbanov. Difficult press by the look of it, and yeah. So I thought we were going to have some excitement in the 66 kilo class. This wasn't quite what I had in mind. But that's equipped lifting for you. It's a very hot environment here. It's very humid. Getting the shirt on correctly is going to be a challenge in this environment. But quite often you come out, you do your first bench, and then you can calibrate where to go next. Do you adjust the shirt, maybe? Do you need a little bit more out of the shirt, a little bit less? Do you need a bit more weight on the bar to get to that touch effectively? Last man out in this group, Akinora Amakawa, Japan. Looking for 175 kilos, 3 red plates. Coached by the legend that is Daiki Kodama. He's lifting later in the week, so I hope this is a good plan for him to be coaching. Textbook. Absolutely beautiful. 3 white lights for 3 red plates, and he is leading the field. Absolutely perfect. So we are back to the top now. We're into the second round of bench, and Paralyze Shagdar is going to lead us out. Okay, so we understand that he's not going to come out. He's left the weight. He actually put an attempt in, and this is considered to be the sportsmanly thing to do, especially with equipped lifting. If you scratch your attempt, then the other lifters have less time to recover. They have less time to prepare the equipment. I mean, it's more of a problem when you're wrapping knees. You need to get your timing right. But it's still considered to be the polite thing to do, to put an attempt in. And the rules book says when that happens, you run the clock. You run the 60 seconds and give the lifter the opportunity to come out. We know in this case he's not going to come out. With 10 seconds on the clock, he is alone in class, so I think he's taken his win, taken his World Championship title, and perhaps he's lifting in the Classic as well, so he is preserving his strength for later in the week. Talibek Aljanov next, 80 years old.
Bar is loaded, 65 kilos, Talibek Aljanov.
He's in the M4s. I don't think we have an M5 class, so M4 is de facto 70 plus. He didn't get this on his first attempt. That looked much better. That bar travels a long, long way, doesn't it? Very long arms. And he's on the board. Next up, Malik Beldinov in the 59s. 3 lifters in this class. Open with 90, coming out now for 97.5. His opener looked fairly easy. And his second didn't look too much harder either. I wonder if he'll go up about another 5. At 2-1, we have a yellow card failure from the centre referee. Just looking towards the referee, but he didn't give me any indication of why that was. I'm sat slightly behind him, he couldn't see me trying to catch his eye there. Masato Hashimoto from Japan. Open with 105, good lift, and he's gone all the way up to 112.5. Wearing the new local Super Katana, it's got the new logo on it. Confused me enormously last year when these came out, and I didn't know what shirt anyone had on, but the vast majority of the lifters do wear the Super Katana. Quite a high touch point, but he certainly made short work of that. Oh, 2-1, no lift. So, let's take a look at the side camera if we get that replay. Oh, look at his feet. His feet are all over the place. Yep, so that is no lift. And this is why we have 3 referees looking from 3 different angles, because they all see different things. On the platform right now, Koji Yoshino, Japan, in the M2-59s. He's in second place at the moment, but he's only 2.5 kilos behind. So he's gone up 2.5. This will move him in front of the American lifter because he's lighter in body weight. So 2 lifters ask for the same weight on the bar. The lower lot number goes first. Lot numbers are allocated randomly at weigh-in. But if 2 lifters lift the same weight, the lighter body weight takes the advantage. So he's looking to move into first place with this lift. Is that careful or is that difficult touch? He didn't seem to get much out of the shirt there on the press. Good lift, 2-1. See, the side referee is suggesting that the grip wasn't right. But at 2-1, it was a good lift. And we have Steve Petrenchak coming out next to take back first place. Hopefully we will reset the clock because the referee is still... Hopefully we'll get a reset of the clock at some point. It's not the lifter's fault if the referee was out of place. But here we go. Here's Steve looking to take back the first place in this class. Oh, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle. He has got the lift. 3 white lights. So he is back in the lead. Now I could see his competitor has put a placeholder of 1:55 in for his third. I don't think we'll see him come out for that. In the meantime, we have Kairat Ikhshanov, Kazakhstan. Got up a huge 25 kilos. Just got his opener in. He's alone in class, so he made very, very sure of getting his opener in. And now he's gone up to 1:35. Oh, it went so far and no further. Just didn't seem to get an awful lot of drive out of the shirt. Popped up a couple of inches and then ground to a halt. Maybe 25 kilos is too big a jump at that body weight. Nevertheless, he's on the board. He's guaranteed to be the 59 kilo M1 world champion. And we have Stefan Kolshowski, M3, 59 kilos, coming out for 137 and a half. 300 pounds.
Bar is loaded. 137.5 kilos. Stefan Kolshowski, Slovakia.
Little bit wobbly taking the bar there. He's a bit over on his right side. Hopefully it won't. No, I think that's gone already. And he's pressed it. Amazing. If we see the replay back for that, if we do get a replay. 2-1, a good lift. He was away to his right, and then he came down on his left, and I thought he dropped the bar at this point. But amazingly, got it back under control and drove it all the way to lockout. Very impressive to get the lift back when it's gone offline at the bottom like that. Next up, Alexander Chernyshov, Ukraine. M266. Opened with 137 and a half. And he's gone all the way up to 150. Taking his time. He's only got 20 seconds left on the clock though, so I know coaches are always shouting about taking your time, but he's leaving himself nowhere to go if there's an issue with his start position. Luckily there wasn't. And that's a good lift. So we are through to the M1 66 kilo battle. We have some drama in this class. I thought it would be closely fought, but we only have 2 out of the 5 lifters with successful lifts on the board. First up, Amir Reza Mesfarouche. Opened with 150, went to 160. The clock is ticking. I cannot see him waiting to come out. Surely he will. Surely, but he's not there.
He may be taking a break.
This is a bit of a surprise. He's well in the fight. He's well in the fight for medals, but he's not coming out. Well, 20 seconds to go. I think he would really struggle to get on the bench and get one in at this point. So we have to assume that he's not coming out. I hope he isn't injured. Yeah, that's surprising. So just a moment to thank our sponsors. We have presenting sponsors Eleiko and SBD at this competition. We're grateful to them both. We can see that SBD have provided the platform equipment for the platform crew, and Eleiko the actual rack and weights and bar. And that beautiful bar was absolutely brand new when we came out. It still had the freshest nurtling I've ever seen. So, Aaron Gideon missed his opener. Now, in classic bench press, that would be an unusual thing to do and very worrying. But in equipped, it's not so unusual, really. You want to get your first lift in, obviously, but sometimes in an unfamiliar environment, it's very hot, very humid. The shirt doesn't always go on exactly how you want it. So the first lift, you can calibrate. Okay, now I understand where that needs to be. Take it again, and hopefully you'll absolutely smoke this. Yeah, nice and easy. And when you see that, you wonder what all the drama was about, but in fact it was just using that first lift to calibrate exactly where the shirt needed to be to get that lift in. He's on the board. Odon Bayara, Mongolia. Also in the 66s, also missed his opener. Aaron went into second place on that lift, by the way. This will... I'm just squinting at the board to try and see body weight. Aaron is lighter than Odon Bayara. So if he gets this lift, this will put him into third place. Aaron will stay ahead. Well, that was a impressive 2 parts, but I don't think the bar dipped.
2-1,
Okay, that was 2-1. One of the referees gave a yellow card failure. Just going to... I think that was for butt lift. Next up, Almaz Ospanov. Missed his 172. Just a little bit offline and out of control. So hopefully he's figured out what he needs to do to his shirt to get that to work properly. This will take him into second place. He pressed up and then back, but he got the lift nonetheless. And he's on the board. Straight into second place, pushing Aaron Gideon down to third and Bayara off the podium entirely. But you know, it's close. It's nip and tuck in the M1s, the M166s, with Amakawa leading from Ospanov, leading from Gideon. And we have Akinora Amakawa coming out to push that lead out even further, and his opener was absolutely beautiful. We do see some technically brilliant lifting from the Japanese benches. Not all of them, obviously, but you know, quite a lot. And this is 180 kilos on the bar for a lifter who weighs less than 66. And again, absolutely beautiful. You must think he's got a lot more in the tank there, but he's doing the smart thing. He's doing what he needs to do to stay ahead. He's last out in the flight. He can look to see what everyone else does and respond to that. I expect him to put in 187.5 because the Kazakhstan lifter has 185 in, so he may even put 200 in or something like that, just as a placeholder to make sure that he gets to choose his lift after everyone else. So we are through to the third round of bench already. We've established that, oh no, I'm sorry. Shakhtar, the Mongolian who didn't come out for his second, he has put a third lift in of 75. Now this makes sense now. I bet he's put a shirt on. He came out and did his opener in a t-shirt, and it's a bit of a fast turnaround to get a shirt on and get out for his second. So he skipped his second, he's going to come out in a shirt for his third. First though, we have Telitbek Aljanov, Kazakhstan, for 70 kilos. He needs to watch his head coming up. Took a long moment on his chest just to get himself under control. Yeah, I wonder if that was his head. Yep, centre referees indicating the head lifted. And we should just be able to see through the... Yeah, there it goes, right there. But you know, we're in such a privileged position. We get the replay, we get all the different angles to see from. Each referee is only looking from one angle. So Paraline Shakhtar, is he coming out in shirt? He is. So there we go. That's why he didn't come out for his second. It's a humid environment. Just takes a little bit longer than usual to get that equipment on. I think there was head lift there too. But 2 to 1, good lift. And in the end, on your third lift, it doesn't really matter what the red light's for. If you get it 2 to 1, then it's yours. Malik Beldinov next, Kazakhstan. He is currently in, I think he's guaranteed the bronze medal now in the M2 No chance of catching second place, man. Having a good day, went out for 90, hit 97.5, gone up another 5. And that looked nice. 3 for 3, and a medal at the World Championships in equipped bench is a decent performance by anyone's mark. Masato Hashimoto, he missed his 112.5. He got 105 for his opener, missed 112.5. I think it was dancing feet, if I'm remembering the right lifter. I'm not 100% on that. But he's, despite missing 112.5, he's going out for 120. Oh, it went over to one side, but he recovered it. No. So that is a blue from one side referee and a yellow from the other. So if we watch that back. But did come up. I didn't see the bar dip, so maybe it was lockout that the other side referee wasn't happy with. So that was a no lift. Still he's on the board and he walks away the world champion. Okay, right, Ishanov. Yeah, this seemed to just go all kinds of wrong for him on his second attempt. He's gone out for the same weight again, which I think is the right thing to do. But a 25 kilo jump at this body weight is a significant proportion of your body weight, and is a difficult thing to do. No, just too heavy. I don't think he was getting a huge amount out of the shirt either. It didn't seem to be giving him much pop off the chest. He pressed it upwards though. Really, the direction you want to be going in is backwards, back towards the head. It's a slightly dangerous thing to do though, because sometimes they go right towards the face. So, Koji Yoshino, he's in second place at the moment. This will move him up to first. This is a World Championship lift. Clock is ticking. 60 seconds is a long time to do a bench, but if you use most of it up with your setup, then if the referees aren't happy with something, then you've got no chance to recover. Slow, controlled touch, and it's a slow press, but he took it all the way. And that sparkled sufficiently with the referees that he got 3 white lights. And that moved him up to first place. So, can Steve Petrenchak come out and do 1:42.5 and take that first place back? First, we have Stefan Kolszowski, Slovakia. Having a good day. 1:32.5 for his opener, went up to 1:37.5. If you look at the graphic here, most of the information is on there. Up in the top left, you can see the weight class and the age class, and along the bottom, the successful lifts marked in green. Here we go with 1:42.5. Oh, now, that was difficult. I'm not certain. 2-1, it's a good lift. You know, it went in so many directions at once. He's so strong to keep control of that bar and recover. Goes off to the left-hand side there, but he manages to lock it out, and he walks away the world champion. So here we go, here's another guy that would like to walk away the world champion. His lifts have looked quite easy. I would say he should make this lift. But you know what, the pressure's on now. He either finishes in silver or he takes the gold. And that amount of pressure can really affect your lift. Oh, and it's a fight. Oh, I think he pressed the wrong way. You know what? I think he was strong enough for that. But it's a huge amount of pressure to walk out here. And you have 60 seconds to do your best work. And sometimes it doesn't pan out. I think he pushed that in the wrong direction. And that's a real shame for him. But that's a great result for Yoshino. Alexander Chernyshov, Ukraine. Went up a huge 12.5 from first to second, and he's gone up another 10 now. Alone in class, he is assured of the gold medal. He is already the M3 66 kilo world champion. Excuse me, that's the... He's M2, yep, I knew I got that wrong. M2 66 kilo world champion. Here we go for 160. Nice and easy there. 3 white lights and a great day for Alexander. So here we go. The next 5 lifts are all about the M1 66 kilo class. Amir Reza Mesfarouche, he didn't come out for a second. I wonder if he changed shirts, you know. I can't think of any other reason that he would not come out for his second, but then put a much bigger lift in for his third. I reckon he changed his shirt. Got a good lift in with an easy one. So this is 172.5. Opened with 150, didn't come out for the 160, so this is 22.5 kilos more, unless he's done one out in the warm-up. Put the new shirt on, just did a rep in it, because it's a bit of a risky manoeuvre. It sometimes takes a couple of reps to feel where the shirt is and to really get that working for you. This will move him up to just checking the body weight. This will move him up to third. Yeah, he got a very long hold on the chest there. I wonder what was going on. If we can see that back on the replay. Oh, he was moving about. He was off the bench. It's such a risky move to change the shirt. It's so hard to get that equipment working for you in just one go. So he finishes 5th. And next out is Odon Bayara, Mongolia. He's looking to move into the silver medal position. The leader of the class is currently on 180, so 177.5 won't take the first place. And really, because it's not just about fighting for the first, he's also wanting to hold off the competition for second and third. So you might think, oh, well, why not go for it, go for 182.5, but really he wants to do the maximum he can actually achieve. And there's only so much the shirt can give you. Oh, it came off his chest badly. Can he do it? I think he made a real mistake at the bottom there, so we are seeing yellow cards from side referees. That often means butt lift. So watch the bar as it comes off the chest. Now there it rolled, and then he had to come off the bench to keep control of the bar and get it to lock out. But unfortunately, that was no lift. And here comes Aaron. Aaron is going for it. 182.5 on the bar. This will put him in first place. Come on, Aaron. Bit of a technical error on his first. His second at 170 looked very good. Can he press 12.5 kilos more for that gold medal? And he can't. You know what? It was worth a try. It really was. He's guaranteed the. In fact, he takes the bronze medal now. I think that's his first international medal. So he's not doing bad there. Got his second lift in and takes the bronze. Next out in the same class, Almaz Ospanov. Came out a little bit prematurely there. Again, had a technical error on his opener, got it on his second, gone up 12.5 to 185. Now this is more than he needed to move ahead. However, he's looking to push that out in the hope that the Japanese lifter can't do more. First, he's got to make his own lift, and that's a difficult touch. But I think he's got it. I think he has. He's moved ahead. He's moved into first place with that lift. Now, the Japanese lifter is currently has 200 kilos on the bar. Yep, he's changed. He's gone to 185. I'm just waiting for the scoreboard so I can see where he's gone. We can see a change has gone in, but I can't yet see what it is. He's gone to 185, and he's the lighter lifter, so he only has to match Oshpanov. He doesn't have to do more. And I have to say, Akinori Amakawa has been giving us a masterclass in equip benching today. Can he deal with the pressure? I know he's totally capable of making this lift, but under pressure to take the World Championship title back, can he do it? Here we go. Gets the command. And I think he can. The referees say yes, and he is the new M1 world champion. Well deserved. Well, we had some excitement in the M166s there. We are going straight into Group B. So we have the 74 kilo class next. Just a reminder that in Group B we are running all the age classes, all the masters age classes together. So everyone's in the 74 kilo class, but we have M1, M2, M3 and even an M4 lifter.
So we're loaded up to 67.5 kilos. Antero Karaman of Finland. Bar is loaded.
First out, Antero Karaman, Finland. In the M4s, he's opening raw and he's opening with 67.5. 74 years old, that's an impressive bench. Easy.
Good lift, 3 white lights and 67.5 kilos for Karaman. Next lift on the 150 kilos.
Patrick Malafont from France. 64 years old, he is in the M3s. 22 years in the game. Opening with 115. You know, that wasn't super easy, but as I've been saying, he'll use that lift to calibrate his next attempts. Maybe he will jack that down a little bit. Just seem to stick a bit there through the middle part of the lift. By our Jagwell Dolgorason from Mongolia. He's in the M2s and he's opening with 120 kilos. Opening raw. There's a number of reasons that a lifter might do this. It could relate to injury. It could just be a strategy. Get one in and then go nuts. Oh, he's not judged that very well. I expected that to fly. It really didn't. Drew a yellow card from the side referee. We can see there Mick Ellender from Britain. And we did get some butt lift. Boris Darnopik from Kazakhstan. He's also in the M2s. And he's only 127.5. wonder if he's forgotten to close his belt there. Maybe it's just the way he wears it when he quit bench. And that's 3 white lights and a good lift for him. Everyone differs. Some people wear the belt on even on classic bench because it helps them keep tight. Certainly in my own case, I use it to keep my shirt down. My shirt slides north as if I don't have a belt on. So you don't necessarily need that belt super tight. Next up we have Jagannath Puratakandi for 130. He's also in the 74s. And this lift will put him in bronze medal position for the moment. Early days though. The bar has travelled a very long way. And it dipped, I think. Let's see. Yeah, blue cards. That means it could be for lockout, but I think in this case the bar certainly dipped. Bar comes down, goes up, and then goes for a bit of a wobble. Is easily strong enough though, so no doubt he'll get that next time out. Next up, Kazuki Araki, Japan. He's in the M1s and he's opening with 130 kilos. Very careful, very controlled, and a good lift.
3 white lights and a good lift. A good lift at 130 for Araki. Next wing on the bar, 137.5 kilos. Down the sides, USA. Will be followed by Rodriguez and
No movement at all there, no butt lift, no foot movement. Daniel Sides next. He's in the M3s and he's opening with 137.5. Taking his time. Very long way for that bar to travel. Yeah, he's got quite a narrow grip. But that's a good lift. Especially with the masters lifters, sometimes you are dealing with issues or injuries, and maybe going fully wide isn't great for your pecs. But that was a good lift for him. And moves him into first place for the moment. However, his teammate, Michael Rodriguez, is coming out to move ahead with 142.5. Oh, and it's a tough one. Gets the lift, moves ahead. But that was a difficult press. Maybe they will just move the shirt around a little bit. It wasn't wearing a belt. Not everyone has a problem with the shirt slipping up. If it's tight enough around the body, it won't go anywhere. But maybe be a bit cautious in where they go. But he's in a real fight with his teammate there, so this might come down to some excitement on the third lift. M274s now.
Following
Valentin
40
Eldin
kilos,
for
Vincent Elna of France.
170. PB is 185. This should be comfortable, all things being equal. Only just moved up to the M2s this year, I think. Bit of a Swirl's touch gives him the really strong press off the chest. The harder it is for the bar to come down, the more you can think of it as an elastic band. It doesn't really work that way, but it's a decent analogy. Give it lots of stretch and it will bounce back. Bartosz Zalazko, Poland. Last year in the M1s. And he is coming out for 195.
Bar is loaded. 195 kilos. Bartosz Zenaszko, Poland.
Oh, and it's tough. I don't know if he's going to lock that left arm. No, I don't think he did. And the referees agree. So that was lockout on the left arm. I think he just couldn't. But look how hard that is for your opener. That is really worrying. So let's hope he can adjust the shirt, bring it down a bit quicker and get more drive off the chest. Motoya Okutani, Japan. He's in the M1s and he's opening with 200 kilos. Well, it was slow and steady, but it didn't look really easy. He's got a yellow card from the side referee. And we have the last lifter to come out in the M2s, Mitsuo Kamitani. And he has asked for 205 kilos, which will give him a commanding lead in this class.
Following 205 kilos, Mitsuo Kamitani, Japan.
His best is 217 and a half. You can see he's got a huge amount of adjustment on that shirt. He's having some difficulties getting his hand placed. That is a very tight shirt indeed. So 205 on the bar. Very nice indeed. Got that shirt working absolutely perfectly. It was a bit of a difficult touch. But once he got it, the shirt rewarded him with some great drive all the way to lockout. The shirt will only take you so far. You have to be underneath it in the right position to drive it home once the shirt stops helping you. Adam Balawajda, Poland, for 2:25. This is in the M1s, and this will put him quite some distance in the lead. He is the reigning world champion. He won in Lithuania last year with 2:35. Now, I think he had some difficulty on the chest there. He seemed to come down and then fold under it a little bit differently. So if we don't always get the replay, but yes, here it comes. We missed it a little bit. He kind of went down to the chest and then one elbow kind of folded underneath. And I think that's what made it difficult for him. I think, you know, if he gets it spot on, he's got a fair more in the tank. As I said, he pressed 2:35 in Lithuania last year. So in the 74 in the M1s now, we have Balawajda leading from Okatani, leading from Araki. In the M2s, Kamitani leads from Eldin from Dynopig, and in the M3s, Rodriguez from Sides from Malenfort. I am just listening out there for Balawajda. He's been overturned. Wow, the jury came out. There was butt lift. The jury spotted it on the replay, and they have overturned the lift. So he will have to come out and do that again. Round 2 of the bench now, and we have Antero Koranen. I don't think he's going to put a shirt on at this point. If he's come out for his second one in a t-shirt, I think that's where we are. He's got 80 kilos on the bar. And that looks like that's right on the edge. You know, I wonder if he'll come out for any more. He is the new M4 74 kilo world champion. Oh, I saw him nodding at his coach. You know, maybe he'll try 2.5 kilos more. Patrick Malenfort, France, for 120.
Loaded, 120 kilos, Patrick Malenfort of France.
And it's not going. Ground to a halt halfway up. So that leaves him. You know, I think he's guaranteed the bronze medal in class. I don't think he's going to catch up with the two Americans who are fighting for position at the front. Next up, Bayajagul Dolgusurin from Mongolia. He's sitting in 4th place in the M2s. This will bring him in challenging distance for the podium. Still lifting raw. And all sorts of things going on there. Head came up, didn't wait for the press. I just had a bit of a panic, I think.
Next weight on the bar is 130 for Jagannath of India. Dynopig and Sides.
So next up, Jagannath Patankandi from India. He missed his opener. I'm sorry, I'm just pausing because I see the jury on their feet. Just trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Oh, we didn't get a lift changed, and we have the next lifter coming out. Parat and Candy. Wearing that shirt really quite high. It's right on his neck there. And he has got a belt on, so hopefully that won't move any further north. You can really get choked out by your shirt if it slips when it's so high. And again, he gets it so far. I mean, this is the problem. The shirt will only give you so much. The shirt takes you some of the way up, but you have to be underneath it with your elbows in the right place to drive that bar home. And it comes up, and as soon as he runs out of help from the shirt, he's struggling, and that's why it takes him a moment to take it to lockout. But in the meantime, the bar's dipped, and he's failed the lift. He's really under pressure now. That would have moved him up onto the podium, but he's going to have to come out and try it again. But now we have Boris Danopich from Kazakhstan for 135, sitting in bronze medal position. And with the other lifters in class, seem to be struggling a little bit. He's not likely to catch silver medal position, so he needs to be looking over his shoulder, defending hard. And again, his belt's open, so that just must be how he wears it. Looks good from here. 3 white lights. Next 2 lifts are the fight in the M3s between teammates, Rodriguez and Sides. Sides is out first for 142.5. He's the lighter lifter, so this will move him ahead of Rodriguez and into first place. Always a challenge for the coaches when you're in this position. So although Sides is the lighter lifter, he has the higher lot number, so he doesn't have all the advantages. Close grip as we saw first time, which means the bar has such a long way to travel. Must be the grip that works for him, and it certainly did this time. Oh no, it doesn't. We have yellow card failures from they're indicating butt lift, so let's see if we can spot that. I think there it was. We have that side camera we have is such a perfect view for seeing this. So he stays in silver medal position, and here comes his teammate now for 145. Not going crazy. Well, I think his opener was quite tough.
Slightly heavier than Sides, so he's got to do more.
Yeah, his opener was not easy at all. So, well, you wouldn't put a lot of weight on the bar when the lift was tough, but also he's playing the smart game. You don't need to be miles out ahead, just beat the other guy. So he's only added 2.5. Oh, you know, that looked easier than his opener. He got his shirt adjustment just right.
3 white lights and a good lift. Game on. Sides has got work to do now.
So now it's going to be about who can stay ahead. Rodriguez has the lighter, the lower lot number, but the heavier body weight. So the coaches are going to have to. I hope there's more than one coach out there, otherwise he's plotting against himself. So first, Vincent Aldin from France in the M2s, currently in you know the M2s, the positions I think are established. Third place is a long way behind, first place is a long way ahead. So I think we have a silver medalist here. Gone up 5 kilos. look decent.
Good lift, 3 wide bites.
And that's a good lift.
75. Next weight on the bar. 195 kilos. Bartosz Jalasko.
Have some excitement coming up as the other lifter in the M2s has asked for a world record. First though, Bartosz Zalowski.
174 kilos. Bar is loaded. 195 kilos. Bartosz Jalasko.
He just seemed to have trouble locking out his left arm on his first one. Missed his opener. As you can see from the graphic, the opener's in red. That means it was a no lift. So this will move him from nowhere at all the way up to second place. It rolled on his chest. I think that's why we didn't really get anywhere with that lift. Hopefully we'll get the replay back. So it comes down and then there it goes, rolls forward before he starts his press. So you're out of position straight away. And as a result did not make the lift, so he is in trouble now. Kazuki Araki, Japan. He has gone up a long way there. He opened at 130 and this is 195. Wow. That is quite a challenging jump. He's got a great coaching team though. Japanese team doing very well already. He's having difficulty keeping his butt down even on the descent. Yeah, I think that was just... It's a really difficult thing to do, to put 65 kilos extra on the bar from your opener. I think they had an unusual strategy there. It's not quite paid off for them this time, but he's got another go at that. Teammate out next, Motoya Okutani. But his opener was tough. Now it looks to me like there's a lot more adjustment in that shirt. It's jacked down a lot more at the front. That moves the chest plate and makes it harder to get to touch. But with more weight on the bar, you should get down to touch, and it gives you more for the press. So he's only gone up 2.5. Difficult one, looked right on the edge, but it's a good lift and he's pushed out 2.5 kilos more, sitting in first place for the moment. So, M2 world record going on the bar for Mitsuo Kamitani from Japan. Open with 205. And he's asked for 214 kilos to go on the bar. As it's a world record, it's a world masters record, but this is a masters category. So he has the right to ask for a non-standard increment, less than 2.5 kilos. Record currently held by Alphonse Cucuzella, I'm sorry, from France. This has stood since 2016. And we have a world record attempt coming up. The clock's ticking. Here he comes on his second attempt. Huge amount of pressure on this lifter now. It's a long way out from second place, which gave him the opportunity to go for this. Doesn't really have to defend against the second placed lifter. You don't always get to play your own game at the World Championships. You have to be reacting to what other people are doing. You have to You know, winning is the important thing. Oh, but that's difficult. That's difficult even to hold it. His right arm is shaking. Did he lock it?
Let's see those lights.
2-1, he did. That is a new M2 74 kilo world record for Kamatani.
Next weight bar is 225 kilos. Anna Malavesa of Poland. Who we followed by Kuznetsov and Dolgozhuan as we move into the third round.
You know, watching that replay back, I thought, you know, his right arm was shaking. I thought he lost the bar path slightly on the way down. That is a very impressive lift. Reigning world champion Adam Balaweda from Poland. He had his first lift overturned for butt lift. And this is the advantage we have with the jury having the repeater monitor, so they can see the side view at all times. An advantage that the referees don't have. If he gets this, he moves into first place. And he hasn't got it. He's basically put it back in the rack.
No lift, I'm afraid. No lift. But Malaveda is
So, yeah. So it looked like that was going to be an easy win for him. But he couldn't quite lock it out, and he essentially racked it and his feet came out. He's well capable of the weight, so let's hope that he can get that on his next attempt. Wow, that's a shocker. 2 lifters in the same group, no lifting yet, and we have a lifter in the M2s as well. Coming out next, this is Jagannath Purathakandi. This seems to be technical errors that are plaguing him, really. He's this is 130 again.
130 on the bar, plenty of time. Come on, Jack.
The bar comes off the chest well, but then stalls, and he has some difficulty getting it where he needs it to be to press it the rest of the way.
Easy way.
I don't think the weight's the problem. I think he's just not putting himself in the right place to take over from the help the shirt gives you. No. That's a real shame.
That is no lift, I'm afraid, for Jagannath Purathakandi. That's a shame. Next weight on the bar is 137.5 kilos of Bayajagal Dolgozhuan of Mongolia. Canopy and sides, get ready.
Next up, Bayanjagal Dolgozhuan from Mongolia. He is looking to move up onto the podium. He's sitting in 4th place right now, but 137.5 will move him up to 3rd.
137.5 kilos, Bayajagal Dolgozhuan, Mongolia.
This is quite an ambitious jump though. He got 120, missed 125. And this is 137.5. That is phenomenal. It was all over the place on his chest. Oh, that's a shame. We had a blue card from a side and a yellow card from the middle. It seems to go in the wrong direction. It hits the rack and wobbles about. Is hard to pinpoint a single failure there. But that was a no lift, a valiant effort to get onto the podium. But this means that Boris Darnopik, who is out next, is guaranteed the bronze medal. And here he comes for 140. Sometimes it's hard to make this 3rd lift if you know that you've already achieved what you needed to do. You're looking calm, but in your head you're celebrating like crazy, and it can just move the focus a little bit. Tough lockout, but he got it.
That's a good lift. Good lift at 140 for Boris.
And walks away with the bronze medal.
Is 147.5 kilos.
Now here we go for the battle between the Americans. Daniel Sainz is coming out first. He missed 142.5, so he's coming out now with, and Rodriguez got 145. So he's coming out now for 147.5 to move ahead. And I think he's got a reasonable chance of hitting this lift and Rodriguez not being able to do more, because his lifts have looked super tough. So first he's got to do his part. He's got to make the lift, putting pressure on his teammate. Lot of drive out of the shirt. He's got it to lock out. Let's wait for the referee's decision. And it's 3 white lights. He's moved up to the top podium. Well, he's going to have a tense couple of minutes now in the back room, waiting to see what his teammate does. Oh, I thought it had stuck at that point, but he got it all the way home. And here we go, Michael Rodriguez. Well, let's hope he had some adjustment left in that shirt, because his second was difficult. This is for the world title in the M3 74 kilo class. Everything on the line here. You always want to beat your teammate. You always want to beat the rest of the field, but this is for the world title. And he's fighting with it. What absolute heart and grit. Has he got it? Oh, blue cards. So that's either lockout or the bar dips. And I'm not sure I saw the bar dips, so perhaps they weren't happy with the lockout. Oh, do you know, it did. The bar dipped on the way up. I didn't spot it from the front, but and that fits. The front referee did give it a white light. But that is no lift for him. So we have a 1-2 from the Americans in the M3s, with Side taking the win. So next up we have Eldin from France for 180 kilos. He is guaranteed silver medal. No lift leaves him with the best of 175 and second place. So high pressure lift coming up now. Bartosz Zelasko from Poland. Can he lock it out this time?
The bar is loaded, 195 kilos, Bartosz Zelasko. Come on, Bartosz, you got this, come on!
With nothing on the board. If he makes it, it'll move him up to second place. Okay, here we go. Just keep. Oh, it looks better. It looks much better this time. What do the referees think? 2-1. He's on the board and he goes straight to second place. However, we have 3 more lifters to make their third lift in this class. So he is not secure in second place, but he's on the board. So there will be relief coming off him in waves. Kazuki Araki next. He missed 195 last time out. He opened with 130 though, and that is such a big jump. It just looked too heavy. $195 for the silver medal.
This is essentially the bronze.
No, that's not going anywhere. So that leaves him in third place for the moment, with Balavida still to make a lift. Next up we have Mitsuo Kamitani. He got a world record for 214 with his second lift, and he's going to push that all the way up to 220. Honestly, it looked difficult. So this is going to be a challenging lift, but he's guaranteed the gold. He is the new world champion. He has the world record. I guess there's only one thing to do: push that record a little way up the road.
World record attempt, come on Japan!
He's taking quite a while to set up. We've still got 20 seconds left.
20 seconds.
Again, we can see how much his right arm's shaking. Gets it under control. No, just too heavy. But you know, he's walking away with a world title and a world record. He can't be too upset.
Still takes the record. We have a change. Ladies and gentlemen. So, next weight on the line is going to be 225 kilos for Adam Balaveda. So, he currently has no good lift.
So, we had a change, and it's an interesting one. Adam Balaveda is coming out for 225. Okatani is currently in first place, had 225 on the bar, and he is the lighter lifter. However, he has the lower lot number, so he wanted Balavida to go out first, and if he doesn't get it, that frees up Okatani to go for whatever he likes. First up though, here's Adam Balavida. He is the current world champion and he's out for his third with nothing on the board. This will move him up to gold medal position. He is absolutely capable of this lift. Technical errors, but technical error on the first one. Made a mistake on the second. and he got a bad touch there. And yeah, if we could see that back, it went all wrong on the chest.
No legs. So last bench press of
There it
this
went,
competition
and it
is
dumped. So really hard to get that back
202.5
once it's dumped
kilos.
forward onto your chest. And it's
Okutani
what the shirt
is
wants to
all
do to you.
in. In
It just
your
wants to
competition
move that
is
forward,
already
to
world
roll over
champion.
your arms, and
But he
once
will
it
find
goes,
another
it's
25
all
kilos
over.
on this, and the bar is
So here we go.
rocking.
We have Motoya Okutani coming out for 2:27.5. With Balavida out of the picture, he is the new M1 world champion, and he's looking to add 25 kilos to his total. No, that's all gone. Just a little bit too heavy. So that leaves him the world champion, Okutani from Zelazko from Iraqi. And in the M2s, it was Kamatani from Eldin from Danapi. And in the M3s, side from Rodriguez from Malonfon, with Karanan the M4 world champion. Well, that was an exciting first session. We had world records, we had world champions bombing out, and everything you can expect from equipped bench. We're going to have the medal ceremony coming up very soon, and I hope you'll join us again at 2 p.m. local time for the M2 to M4 women. See you then.
Keep going, Mick. Bit further. Watch the camera, mate. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, we're good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to present the medals for bench press, starting with 59 kilo Masters 1 category. Taking the gold medal from Kazakhstan, Kairat Ishanov, your new 59 kilo Masters 1 world champion. Please be upstanding for the national anthem of Kazakhstan. Louder, please, louder. That's good. Well done, sir. Thank you very much. And we now move to Masters 1 66 kilo category. In bronze medal position with 170 kilos pressed from Great Britain, Aaron Gideon. Taking the silver medal with 185 kilos from Kazakhstan, Almaz Osmanov. And your new world champion with the same weight, 185 kilos, went on body weight from Japan, Akinori Amakawa. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Japan. Well done, gentlemen. Well done. Thank you, gents. And now we move to Masters 174 kilo class. In bronze medal position with 130 kilos from Japan, Kosuke Araki. In silver medal position with a very last minute 195 kilos from Poland, Bartosz Selasko. I'm very pleased he got that. And your new 74 kilo Masters 1 world champion with 202.5 kilos from Japan, Montoya Okutani. Montoya Okutani, where are you? Can somebody step up to take the medal in his stead, please? Oh, here he is, here he is. Come on. Your new world champion, Montoya Okutani from Japan, 202.5 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Japan. Thank you, gentlemen. Well done. Brilliant to see. Okay, and now Masters 2, 59 kilo category. Taking the bronze medal with 102.5 kilos from Kazakhstan, Malik Beldinov. Silver medal position with 135 kilos from the USA, Steve Petrenchak. And your new Masters 2 59 kilo world champion with 140 kilos from Japan, Koji Yoshino. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Japan. Thank you, gentlemen. Well done, guys, thank you. And we now move to 66 kilo Masters 2. Only one lifter in this category. However, he's come through a lot to be here. He's pressed 160 kilos. He's from Ukraine. He is Alexandra Chernisov. Your new 66 kilo Masters 2 world champion, Slava Ukraini. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Ukraine. Well done, sir. Special thanks to Ukraine. Okay, we now move into Masters 2 74 kilo class. In bronze medal position with 140 kilos from Kazakhstan, Boris Danopik. In silver medal position with 175 kilos from France, Vincent Eldan. And your new world champion, Masters 2, with a new world record into the bargain, 240 kilos from Japan, this is Mitsuo Kametani. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Japan. Thank you, gentlemen. Well done, gentlemen. Okay, Masters 3 now. So only one lifter in the 59 kilo Masters 3 category. Your new world champion with 142.5 kilos from Slovakia, Stefan Kosovsky. Please be upstanding for the national anthem of Slovakia. On your feet, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And in the 66 kilo Masters 3 category, your new world champion with 105 kilos from Japan, Masato Hashimoto. Please be upstanding. Once again, everyone, please. Please be upstanding. Show some respect, ladies and gentlemen, for the national anthem of Japan. Thank you, gentlemen. And now we move to 74 kilo Masters 3 category. In bronze medal position, with 115 kilos from France, Patrick Malefan. Taking the silver medal from the USA with 145 kilos, Michael Rodriguez. And your new world champion with 147.5 kilos. This is a really close battle, ladies and gentlemen. From the USA, Daniel Sides. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of the United States of America. Well done, gentlemen. That was a pretty close battle, boys. I'm sure there's going to be a bit of elbows on the way back on the team bus. We now move to the Masters 4 category, 59 kilo class. Your new world champion with 75 kilos from Mongolia, Perenle Shagdar. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Mongolia. Thank you, gentlemen. 66 kilo Masters 4 category. Your new world champion with 65 kilos from Kazakhstan, Talibek Alshanov. Please be upstanding, ladies and gentlemen, for the national anthem of beautiful Kazakhstan. Thank you, gentlemen. And finally, last but very much not least, the 74 kilo Masters 4 category. Your new world champion with 80 kilos from Finland, Antero Karane. And ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding once again for the national anthem of Finland. Well done, sir. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving these gentlemen a round of applause as they follow Mr. Allender off the stage. Music, please.